Hello, Paula Daniele from Crochet Hook, and this is my crochet bubbly chic headband, and I'll be showing you how to make it today. And this will fit a size head from a teenager to an adult lady size, so around 54 centimeters or 21 inches head circumference. The materials I'm using for the headband are Red Heart with Love yarn, and this colour is Cornsilk, and it's a category 4 medium worsted weight yarn. And I also use Red Heart Fiesta, and the colour is Buff, and it's also a category 4 medium worsted weight. And that's used, just a small amount of that is used, and this is used for the main colour. So the crochet hook I'm using is a 6.0mm hook, and you'll need some scissors and a yarn needle. So to get started, I've chained on a foundation chain of 50 chain stitches, and I've used my main colour, which is the Cornsilk yarn, coloured yarn. Now, once you've got your 50 chain stitches, I'll be joining into the first chain stitch by making a slip stitch, and that's going to form a ring. So we'll be working in rounds for this headband. So for round 1, we'll chain 1, and then we're going to be making 1 single crochet into the same space as the join here. So 1 single crochet into the same space as the join. There's our first single crochet. And now we'll be doing 1 single crochet into each chain stitch right around to the end. So continue on making a single crochet stitch into each chain stitch, and I'll see you at the end of this round to show you how to join. I'm up towards the end of round 1. I've just made my last single crochet stitch into the last chain stitch there, and you can see our join is there, our chain 1 that we made at the start of the round is there, and the first single crochet stitch is there. So that's where we're going to join into that first single crochet stitch by making a slip stitch, and that ends round 1. Now for round 2, we'll chain 1, and then we'll do 1 single crochet into the same space as the join here. So there's 1 single crochet stitch into the same space as the join, and then we're going to do 1 single crochet into each stitch around, right around to the end. So 1 single crochet into each stitch around. So continue on doing that right around, and I'll see you at the end. I'm up towards the end of round 2. I've made my last single crochet stitch into this stitch here, and there you can see our join, That's the chain 1, and there's our first single crochet stitch that we made, and we'll join into that first single crochet stitch by making a slip stitch, and that finishes round 2. For rounds 3 to 4 you'll repeat round 2, and I'll see you at the end of round 4. I'm up towards the end of round 4, so I've just made my last single crochet stitch here. There's our join, chain 1, and that was our first single crochet stitch. Now we're going to make a colour change now, so you can cut the Cornsilk yarn or your main colour. Just leave enough of a tail to weave in later. And now I'm going to add in my buff yarn. And to do that, we'll just put the hook into the first single crochet stitch there. I'm just going to put that tail there, and with our new ball of yarn, just leave enough of a tail and pop it over the hook and draw it through that single crochet stitch and through that loop on the hook. And there we've just added a new ball of yarn. Now just tie a loose knot in these yarn tails just so the work doesn't come undone while we're working on to the next round. For round 5 we'll chain 1 and then make 1 single crochet into the same space as the join, and into the next stitch we're going to double crochet 4 together. There we've double crocheted 4 together, and if you pop your finger in the back of it, it pops up and it's a bobble stitch. It becomes more prominent later on. Now after you've done that, you'll do 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and then into the next stitch you'll double crochet 4 together. Just going slowly for you so you can see what I'm doing. And you'll know that you've done 4 because you'll have 4 loops on your hook there, plus the 1 from the previous stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you can pull through all of them. There's another bobble stitch. So that's what you'll repeat right around. So single crochet into the next stitch, double crochet 4 together into the next stitch, and keep repeating that right around to the end. I'm up towards the end of round 5, and the last stitch is doing a double crochet 4 together into the last stitch there. And now we're going to change back to our main colour, my Cornsilk yarn, and we're going to join into the top of this single crochet stitch here. Now just trim the buff yarn or your contrast yarn, and grabbing my Cornsilk yarn, I'm just going to add it in by pulling it through that single crochet stitch and the loop on the hook, and then I'm just going to tie those loose ends just in a loose knot so it doesn't come undone while I'm working the next rounds. So for round 6 we'll chain 1, and then we'll do a single crochet stitch into the same space as the join, and then we'll be doing 1 single crochet into each stitch around. And that's all you'll be doing on this round and all following rounds. So just 1 single crochet stitch into each stitch around, and I'll meet you at the end. I'm up towards the end of round 6, and you can see our join there. That was our chain 1, and there's our first single crochet stitch which we need to join into. And we'll just join in there with a slip stitch, and that completes round 6. So for rounds 7 to 9 you'll repeat round 6, and I'll see you at the end of round 9 to finish off. Alright, so I'm at the end of round 9 and we're ready to finish off. So cut the yarn and finish off. Now what you'll do is just turn the headband inside out and undo these loose knots that we made previously, and you'll need your yarn needle, and you'll weave all of those ends into the inside of the work. So if it's a Cornsilk colour, then you'll weave it in through the back of the Cornsilk stitches. If it's this colour, then you'll weave it in through the back of the same colour. And once you've weaved all your ends in, what you'll want to do is pop your finger into the back of each of these bobble stitches, and then they pop out, and that's why they're called a bobble stitch, and that's what gives them the bobble look. So you have to go around and pop each one out to give it the bobbly look. If you'd like to share a photo of your headband, then please post a photo on the Crochet Hook Shoe Facebook page.